Fallon, I'm going to look at your work like this. It's a little easier than typing sometimes. All right. Okay, very cool. I love the black. Um, I like that you put a picture of yourself. You look like a fun dude. I like your haircut. I love your logo so much. It might be just personal preference, but it bums me out to see it so small. However, that is more professional, so I think you made a good call there. I like too how you followed a grid very strictly. That to me is very pleasing. It looks good that you wrote skills. I don't want to see expertise. That would be crazy to put on there. However, let me look at this at 100%. Actual size. I was looking at this before and found that there's a little bit of breakage going on with that W. We typically call that dithering in the industry. So if you can find, and the W is doing that, this W too. The other ones I didn't notice it as much, but the W really pops out. Do you see how the edges are kind of jagged? So if you can find vector versions of this and save the resume out as a PDF in the future, I think it'll just look better. So it looks good. I also like that you separated this out nicely with design projects and experience. Objective, very nice. Excellent. So you're a grown-up kind of guy. You wrote this the right way. May 2019, very good. Okay, so let me look at your experience real quick. Security officer, I like that you separated this out. This is a very smart move. So you design projects that you did in school was a super idea, and then your experience is different, but you've separated them out. Okay, so you worked as a security officer, which means you can be trusted. And you worked at Goodwill. That's really cool. So my only suggestion here is try to tighten up these blocks a little bit. It's hard to read this right justified, although I love the look at it. But if you can return in areas where you get a tighter block, that might make it easier to read. Otherwise, so overall, like I said, I like everything. I'm just kind of wondering what's going on with this drink. I assume that you did that. Let me see. Is it listed over here? Modeling project. Okay, so I used to my degrees in is within the 3D department at my school, so I do understand, reflection and realism is really hard to do. I think perhaps you need to put a note here, like you might see in a magazine, maybe on its side, an italics real small that says this is part of a project or something. So you can say from XYZ movie, or something to indicate that you're just not like have an alcohol problem. Do you see what I mean? So if you look at this from the perspective of somebody that knows nothing about you or even 3D, they might be curious what that's all about. So again, although I think this is a gorgeous image, especially if you did it in 3D, if you have something else you could put there that you modeled, like a wireframe of this drink, or even I don't know, another model that you did, wouldn't sort of that white grid-like look of a wireframe look cool in the setting against the white and black? So that's something to consider. So again, it's been a while since I was in the 3D world, and it might make sense to you to show that cup. So if so, ignore me. But at the same time, perhaps you want to put a little note somewhere along the side of this just to tell the viewer what this is about. After all, an ignorant HR person might get a hold of it and they would have no idea what they're looking at. Okay, so sorry, so wordy. I just had a lot to say. I like the look and feel a lot. Let me know if you have any questions.